Guess what? It's Tuesday morning and I should be at the airport right now, but I have been shanghaied. And last night, well, I say this morning, around 4 this morning, I moved over from the other dock over to this dock, and now it's time for us to get underway. There's the Tomilston Bridge. Even when that thing goes up, we're too big to get underneath it, so we're not there. They used to call this the Wyatt Pink Tanks. New Haven Harbor. So, if you haven't been paying attention, I have been working over for a week in New Haven, on a boat that works out of New York, but they've been bringing a lot of ethanol up to New Haven, and we've done a couple of trips with that. Now just turning everything on, checking the steering. Steering seems to work. Center the rudder, bring it back the other way to make sure, yep. Check the engines. I look up here for my shaft tacks. There we go. Forward works, the stern. There we go. Check the next one. Okay. Alright, all that's working. Start transmitting on the radar. There we go. Radar is off. Well, I mean off. It's not off, it's off and running. And we're going to put this one on 16. This one is our house channel. That volume's up on that. That one's 13. Alright, we're looking good. So now, you got me cornbread? How about your cornbread? Okay, just want to make sure you heard me. All right, good deal. All right, so if you see any line handles, let me go. Let me know. We can start doing this.
Roger.
Okay, so to recap, we brought about a little over 2 million gallons of ethanol up and deposited half of it on the dock up there. Brought the other half of the load over here, deposited it over here. Now we're getting underway and going to the city. That would be New York, and hopefully tomorrow morning I'll get on another flight and go back and relieve my poor buddy John, who's the captain on my boat in Puerto Rico. Yes, sir.
He's going to get the line in now. We can get her going.
All right. So hopefully I'll get on a flight tomorrow morning and we'll be off to Puerto Rico and all will be well.
Y'all sound awful happy out there.
Oh yes, yes. I should be at the airport right now, hydrating, but stuck here.
Ah yes, I know what your hydration is. Okay.
Okay. So. I don't know who that was. I think that was the captain down below listening to us. I've had a good time working with him. He worked over with me. I think I'm... Oops. Shouldn't have said that. Maybe I can beep that out if I remember. Yeah, he worked on me worked with me before, and this is the first time I've worked with him, and we've had a wonderful week other than me getting sick. And it's kind of funny, you know. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm one of those guys that rarely gets sick. I don't know if it's because I'm on a boat so often that I don't have a lot of contact with other sick people, or if it's because I have a ironclad immune system. But the last time I've been sick was probably over a year ago when Crisalita and I were in Ecuador and tested positive for COVID. But anyway, I've been here, and man, I came on the boat. The captain said he had just gotten over a cold, and oh my God, I like picked it up immediately, and I've just been feeling so awful all week. But last night I felt good. I woke up this morning, I feel like $1,000,000. It's kind of funny. You forget how, when everything's just normal, you're just like, well, it's just normal. But you forget how good things are when they're good. You know? Does that make sense? Okay, so I've got wind blowing on the dock at about 40 degrees, 35 to 40 degrees. So it's coming like this at us, holding us on the dock. It's only about 3 to 5 knots, so that shouldn't be a big deal, but it's a light barge, so it'll blow around. My concern is that the dock, it's a wooden dock, and it's very tender. And those, you know, people, regular viewers of the channel will know that this area, in fact, that dock ahead of us where the big ship is there, I had worked for a company that was at that big dock there for 10 years, a long time ago. And this dock has always been really cool people and great, but it's always been what we call a tender dock. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that you can't really roll into it or roll out of it, and you got to be very careful. And God knows if anything goes wrong, they'd love to rebuild the dock and blame it on me. Well, I don't know that, but I'm just, worst case scenario is what I'm thinking. And so when they bring, so they asked where they should let the lines go, and I said they can start in the stern and work to the bow. And in hindsight, I should have really done it from the bow to the stern. It doesn't really make a big difference right now, but I'm just saying the reason why I didn't do that is if the bow takes off and I'm still tied at the stern, there's not a whole lot. All right. When you get done, I need you to come back to the stern yoke, and I just want you to keep an eye on that fender for me, and watch the fender. I need to lean against that fender, but I don't want to push on it too hard, and I want you to make sure everything's cool. Like I don't get into, you know, a cross beam or anything like that.
Roger.
Okay, so they say we're all gone, and obviously the wind is, or the little wind that we have is enough to hold us to the dock. So I'm putting my rudder hard right now, and my plan is to start coming ahead ever so slightly. So I'm just going to put 2 in clutch right now just to start it moving, and that will probably push the stern up against that pad, but I don't want to push on that pad too much. I've gone all stop again. I'm just kind of moving up there.
Alright, so right directly underneath that yoke is a big piling, but it ain't got no bumper or nothing on it.
Okay, so are we going to get into it right now, or is it, because I'm falling off right now, is there a problem?
No, we got about 5-6 foot off of it. I was just letting you know.
Oh, excellent. Perfect job. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, you just tell me what happens on that corner. I'm going to try to walk it off a little bit.
All right, right now off the bumper we're about 2 foot wide, and on the front we're probably about 8-9 foot wide.
All right, good deal. I'm going to keep bringing that bow out and lift the stern ever so slightly.
Roger.
All right, to walk it off, this is something that we can do much easier with a light barge as opposed to a loaded barge.
Everything's still looking good.
All right, that's what we like. So
You're about 15 wide on the front now, and you're cleared up darkness up front. You're straight all the way down.
all right, good deal, good deal. Let's call it 11:30 underway.
You said 11:30?
You know what? No, let's call it 11:25. Excuse me, 11:25 underway.
Roger.
Let me write in the book.
11:25 on the way to DS30. W621125.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. All right, so I am walking to the right, and by doing that, I've got about 10. Well, I put 10, but I think I got 12 degrees.
About 15 wide on your stern now. You're clear of everything.
All right, we're just going to keep it rolling like this if everything's good, and give ourselves a little bit of leeway on the dock up ahead of us, and we'll be good to go. Good job out there, man.
Roger.
So I've got like 12 degrees of left rudder. My port engine is ahead at about a little bit under half, and my starboard engine is astern at about half. And and because it's more efficient to move ahead than it is to move back, even though I'm not going as quickly ahead as I am backing, we're still moving ahead. Does that make sense? In other words, if you look at the RPM, we should be backing up right now, and we're still going sideways and ahead. We're walking off all the time. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, pull that over here. Give you a better look over here. We're coming off the dock all the time. The walking is looking good. So here's the positions of the hinge. You can see we're at 1043 RPM here. We're at 1215 over here, and you can see that the rudder is just over a little bit, and that's how we walk. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this back. You guys don't need to see this part. I'm not trying to hide it from you, just I need both hands. So now I am going to go and stop my backing engine and put it on neutral. I've still got about 12 degrees of left rudder, which is good because that will lift me around the corner of the dock. And I need to make a security call before I do anything else because I've been talking to you. Security call, TimBatSea is underway from the Gulf Dock. We'll be outbound New Haven, bound for the city. Checking on any concerned or opposing traffic. TimBatSea, stand by on 13 and 16. Security call, TimBatSea is underway from the Gulf Dock in New Haven, pushing a light barge. We'll be outbound New Haven, bound for the city. McAfee standing by on 13 or 16 for any concerned or opposing traffic. And you probably heard me say that twice, and the reason why I'm saying it twice is once on 13 and once on 16. So, New Haven is one of those places that it's a great harbor and it's not hard to get in and out of, but we don't like to meet or pass anybody in the channel. And I'm not talking about like recreational boats. I'm saying I don't want to meet a ship there or another tug or barge. So if somebody else was coming in, and it takes about an hour to get in. You know, it's a half hour down the channel, but from the sea buoy to the dock is usually about an hour. Anyway, let me just show you here. So again, we try not to say any names of tugs, companies, or customers, but this area is where I used to work for many years and really gave me my start, and I always have fond memories of that place. That's being generous. Not all of them were fond, but most of them were. And I'm very grateful because without them I wouldn't be here today. But anyway, so we are off. We made our security calls. Now I was still at 12 degrees rudder. I'm going to bring the rudder all the way over, hard left, and try to get things swinging. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but way over here, there's two red buoys. We need to put those on our starboard side. Excuse me, on our port side rather. And you can see there's one green buoy right over there. We're going to be shooting between those two. And when we come out of New Haven, the 20 and 18 buoys are right at the end. Then they do what they call the dog leg. So sometimes if you guys are in the area and you hear a pilot talking, he says, yeah, I'm at the dog leg now. What he's talking about is the channel goes up straight and then it goes over like that, like a dog's leg, and then straight up again. But it looks to be a beautiful day. I was stressed out, all bummed out about, I knew that my crew change was going to be messed up, and it was, you know, messing up crew change, you'd say, well, what does it matter to you? I'm working anyway. In other words, it's not like I'm losing or gaining any work, because if I leave here, I go to my boat, and being here is fun, and being on my boat is fun, so all that's fun. No, the problem with it is that my relief, the captain who's on the boat that I'm usually on in Puerto Rico, he's been on for 3 weeks, and now he has to stay on for another day. And you're like, oh, booty hoo. No. It's a big deal, believe me. When we're on there, when you're, 1,800 miles away from home, and you're counting down the days and the watches, you have very little to look forward to. That's why a lot of us are heavy, because we look forward to lunch and breakfast and dinner. But the thing we look forward to most is crew change day, getting back to our loved ones and family and dogs and all that sort of stuff. And anyway, having this happen, what I'm angry about is that my relief is awesome. And if I need him, he'll always help me, and I want to say that I'll always help him. But this isn't really my deal. I didn't do anything wrong. I worked for the company, and the company knew that I was coming here, and apparently they had trouble bringing somebody in a day early, because I need to crew change a day early so I can fly to Puerto Rico. So anyway, I feel really bad, John. If you're if you're listening, dude, my heart goes out to you, bro. Thank you so much for covering. Sorry about all this, but anyway, you're good. And that brings us to this: if you're a professional mariner or considering becoming one, you should check out John's website. He offers a service. I'm not sponsored by John. He's my relief, and he's a good guy, and the work he does is invaluable. I wish I could have had his help years ago, but any of us, there's a bunch of paperwork that we have to get through just to get a job, even as an OS or an ordinary seaman, let alone as an officer. And once you have that, if you want to move up, there's a process involved with that. And every 5 years we got to renew, there's a whole process with that. And as we get older, things get different because of our medical requirements and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, he's one of those guys that knows all about that. He reads the CFRs. The CFRs are Code of Federal Regulations. So he knows how to navigate that, and he knows how to do everything. And so if you're starting out in the industry or you're in the industry, give John a call, send him a text, an email. I'll put a link in the description, but it's marinercredentials.com, and he will hook you up. He does it for a very fair price and takes the stress out and really streamlines the process of getting all your paperwork in order. So that's that. And if you haven't checked out SV Paquita, make sure you check out SV Paquita. I'm learning how to drive and talk at the same time here. Anyway, my other channel, I'm having more and more fun with that. It's been a couple of years, and I've been saying that it's been hard to find my voice, and that doesn't mean, that's not literal. That's figuratively, that means, what do you talk about? What do you shoot? What do you do? Anyway, I think that I've been lost finding my voice on that channel, and I think I'm starting to find it now. It's been a lot of fun. It's getting better and easier, and Chrysalita's warming up to being in more videos. I'm still trying to get her to do a couple Spanish videos, but I don't know if she's ready. She's well, I don't know. She keeps saying yeah, but then doesn't grab the camera. Anyway, SV Paquita, I'll put a link in the description below. If you got anything out of this video or you want to support the project, we'd love to have you on our Patreon team. You can watch ad-free content, and you get it earlier than everybody else, and you're also helping out a good cause. Patreon.com/TimBatSea. Put a link in the description. We'd love to have you over there. And one last final plug. If you want to buy me and the boys a beer on our way home at the airport, you can hit the super thanks button. We'll have one on you. You guys take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.